Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Yes, I am. So originally I was like, nah, I'm gonna rest this Friday. I'm gonna record on Saturday. But I was like, you know what? No, girl, get off your ass. It's time to record the first episode of the Supernatural podcast. And yes, I picked the name Angel Radio and I will tell you all about it in the future. Because I want this first episode to be like your introduction to how hyped I am with Supernatural and how much I love the series. And I do know that currently most of my playthrough on the channel, because I'm also playing horror games, they don't have commentary. But they will in the future because I will stream or re-record them and have commentary. I'm just getting back into things slowly. And the podcast is the first thing that brings me back into talking to my audience. And you guys did request that I'll do the podcast, and I'm very excited to do it because I'm a Winchester, just like you guys, and I'm very excited to deep dive into all this lore and amazing characters and the cast. This hot cast. Okay, so today's episode, I wanted to start with something. You want to call it easy, call it easy. I want to talk about 17. Because I'm sure you guys are coming into the podcast thinking, who is our favorite? Is Dean Winchester Eve's favorite, or is it Sam Winchester? So I'm going to make it a surprise. I'm going to talk about each of them. And when I'm done explaining my point of view on each of them, I will give you the answer. Because I actually never told anyone. And I actually have a pretty funny story to add to it as well. So we're gonna start with Dean Winchester. I know you're just saying the logo of the podcast right now, but while I'm talking in this episode, future episode, I will add a little bit of screenshots and clips from the show, so you will be able to see more stuff while the podcast is going, so you're not just staring. Otherwise, if you're just listening in the background, it's fine. But if you want to look at something and you don't just want to look at my character, that's fine too. So you'll have the option. So Dean Winchester, we're gonna start with him. He's the big brother, and he's played by Jensen Ackles. So starting the series, he's actually the one moving things. He's the one coming to, and yes, this podcast will have spoilers. So if you never watched Supernatural, I would recommend doing it. Or if you never finished watching, like me, I watched the first seasons. I think like the 11 first seasons, and I only finished this year all 15 seasons. So it was about time. I was missing a lot of stuff, and I hate the ending, so we have a lot to talk about. And I will be talking about characters that you'll be like, wait, I was never introduced to this character, I never watched this episode, I never watched this season. So you gotta know what we're talking about as we're going forward, but I will mention when there is big spoilers and stuff like that. But Supernatural ended years ago, so it's not as big as, a new movie coming out and you're spoiling something. It's not the same. Okay. Stop mumbling, Abe. It's time to talk about Dean Winchester. So he's the big brother, and in the first season, he is basically looking for his father, John Winchester. The thing is, he knows he can't do that alone. He is used to work with his father, and then his father disappeared. So what he's doing, he's going to find Sam. And Sam decided to leave this life behind because Sam did not enjoy being a hunter. And I get it, because for some people it feels like the way of life, it seems, and for some they just want to escape it. They want to have a normal life. And he said in a lot of things. I can give an example from a different franchise. You see how Marvel, for example, is about gods, about humans, that wants to be gods, they want to be powerful, they want to do something they're not. This is in a lot of characters, something I'm not as. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments, by the way. And then you have DC. DC has characters that are basically gods, but they want to be human. They want the chance to have normal life, so they have secret identities and stuff like that. So I'm familiar with DC, so that's where I'm getting this info from. But back to Dean Winchester. he's a very complicated character, and throughout the seasons, and specifically when Castiel is introduced, Angel Castiel, and we'll have a lot of talk about Castiel on this podcast, so stay tuned. um, Even Castiel noticed that when finally they both met face to face, that Dean never wanted to be saved. Dean was okay with dying. He literally felt, it wasn't just in season 4, it was in every season that Dean felt like he deserved to die. He didn't deserve to be happy, because whenever something good started to happen, everything went to crap, basically. And we all know, those of us that watched the final season, we all know it was God's fault, which is Chuck. But in this scenario, I just think Dean literally believed he doesn't deserve to be saved at any point, which is why the show ended with his death, basically, because Dean decided it was the most stupid death ever. Like, they fought gods and monsters, and he died to a freaking iron thingy that got through his chest. Like, really? But I know it was COVID around this time, so they really just tried to finish it as much as they could. And they still screwed up. It was an awful ending. I don't consider it canon, but we'll talk about it another time. I have ADHD, so I'm gonna switch topics sometimes, but I always get back on the same topic. Dean Winchester. And you'll notice some changes as the seasons go, that at the start, Dean is younger, of course, and he's more passionate, he's more, he has more love interest, because even if it's just a one night stand, you see a lot more scenes like that. He was supposed to have an angel girlfriend, if you guys didn't know. Anna was supposed to be his girlfriend, but we, as the audience, we just loved Castiel too much. They just killed off Anna and kept Castiel. So yeah, you see Dean as a character that, instead of wanting sometimes to, like, he had to sometimes give the fate to Sam, but as the seasons go, he really started losing faith himself, and you see Sam stepping in the big brother position, but it always go back to Dean being the protector, being the one feeling that he has to give it all so Sam can live, and so Sam can have happy life. He at some point genuinely believed and wanted Sam to have a normal life. Even if at the start he was against it and told them, this is the family business, you gotta rejoin, you gotta come with me, you gotta find Dad. Eventually Dean realized that Sam deserved to have a good life, and being a hunter is not a good life to the hunter itself, but to the people around, sure, because they're saving people, but the hunters themselves, they suffer, and they end up dead at some point. So I would say that Dean definitely had some interesting character growth a lot alongside all the seasons. There's 50 seasons, so that's a lot. 15. I know it probably sounded like 50. I have a really bad accent, so sometimes it's come across weird. 15. So yeah, this is about Dean, because Dean also, how he died, he went to hell because he was ripped apart by what they call them again? The hellhounds. Good. He was ripped apart by the hellhounds because he sold his soul, and that pretty much what brought Castiel to save him from the underworld, because they needed him from hell, because they needed him for the apocalypse plans. So Dean was destined to become a demon. He actually, as the season progressed, season 4, you also realize that Dean did awful things in hell. So, much like other demons, Dean eventually gave in to his dark side. And can you really blame him? He was tortured in hell, and time in hell moved differently. So it was like months, 4 months for Sam and for Bobby, but for Dean, it was eons. It could be eons, it could be years. So when he came back, he pretended to not remember anything from hell, but he knows he did messed up stuff. And then as the seasons go, he also gets the mark of Cain, and this makes him also lose control and do crazy stuff. And that takes him back basically to him knowing he's going to become a demon. Because there is like a scene, one of the scenes where he sees himself with black eyes and he screams at himself, this is what you're going to become. And it's true, because seasons later, I believe it's season 12, right? Yeah, 12. Dean becomes a demon. He dies after fighting with Metatron, and then when the new season starts, he has the black eyes. He joins Crowley, and together they hang around the country, and Crowley asks him to do some deals and stuff like that, and kill off some people, and all he wants to do then is just dance and sing and spend time with women. Kind of went back to his core, so his demonic side is really what he used to be when he was young, just worse. But eventually Sam and Castiel managed to bring him back and make him human again, so. And then there's the whole lore with God's sister Amara, how she's basically in the mark of Cain, and how she feels connected to him. And I did want them to explore this a little bit more, but what happened in the finale is that she merged with Chuck, and she couldn't trust Dean again because Dean wanted to kill her too, even though she changed. She actually loved humanity. She loves the God's creation. It's God's basically that lost control, that lost his way, and was too much. How do we say that? He was very selfish towards the Winchesters. So Amara felt betrayed, and then she became one with Jack, and we just don't know what happened afterwards. So I did want to see if this could work between Amara and Dean Winchester. Could be interesting. At least she could guide him in some way. Because it takes us back to Anna. And of course, I still want this TL to be a thing, but this TL also technically died. So depending on how, if they ever did a movie or a season 16, I do want to see Dean and Cass finally kissing. That will be amazing. Dean is basically, oh my god, he's basically bisexual. And then we have Castiel, who is confirmed to be gay. And they just fit together. You see all those cutscenes together in the show, all those moments. They always look for each other. They always want to be near each other. Even if Dean was angry at Castiel, sometimes he still forgave him, still wanted him around when he died. He was so broken, specifically after being told, oh, hey, by the way, I love you. This scene, by the way, makes me cry all the time. And Dean, you see Dean is trying to process that, but he never really gets the chance to tell Castiel what he feels. So Dean can be very emotional, but the thing with his emotions that if they get out of control, it can get very violent. So it takes very extreme sides of Dean Winchester. In this case. And then we have Sam Winchester. Sam is the little brother, and as I said at the start, Sam managed to escape the family business, and then Dean pulled them back in. And then we had all the arc of Sam finding out he has powers and there are other special kids. And they really rushed this part because I thought will have more time with the kids to learn their abilities and more form better bonds with Sam and stuff like that because it will make much more sense. But everyone just died, basically. But I think Sam is also a pretty complicated character. Sam has a thing where he knows what the right thing is, but he ends up just not doing it. He went with Ruby, he betrayed Dean, he betrayed Stiel, and he betrayed Bobby even. Because he also fell in love with Ruby, and that pretty much changed how logically he can look at situations. And he thought that he was doing good. I just started rewatching season 4, and he genuinely thought he was doing good by saving people and using his powers. But the more he used his powers, the more he gave into his demonic side, and the more he made it easier for Lucifer to take over him for good. Because we did see a future where Dean went to the future, and it was after the apocalypse, and Sam was already possessed by Lucifer, and it kind of was the way to show that if Sam really gave into his demonic side, it would go really, really badly. Like, there's no other way, basically. And as I said, Sam is also very complicated, because Sam is spending many seasons fighting the idea of the family business. Sam wants to be normal, and then Jessica dies, which was his girlfriend, and he kind of gets drawn back into it, and at some point he gives up on living normal life. And at some point he actually never even tries to rescue Dean, so he does have normal life. He meets this veterinarian, and then he saved this dog he hit by accident, and then he needs to debate if he wants to go back to her or not, and he decides not to. I actually think the best love interest for him was Aline in the final season, so as the seasons went by, I just realized all of these love interests he had was bad for him. They always wanted something from him, and they weren't okay with him making the choices for himself. So they always had to manipulate him or make him feel bad about his choices. Like in Ruby, for example. Also, the thing with Ruby at the finale, not the finale, but the final season, Ruby actually, when Castiel goes to talk to her in the empty, she actually shows concerns about Sam. So it kind of puts you in a position, is she just trying to escape, she's trying to come back to life, or does she really care about Sam? Because she did spend a lot of time with her. I can't believe that she actually cares about him, but her goal was much more important to her than Sam at the time. But it's also been years, and when basically demons and angels go to the empty, they relieve their regrets for so long that I can see that she had the time to think, and basically wants to make it right, but we never know if she actually got to, because we don't know if Castiel actually held his part and released her, because we never got another season. I would love to know what happens after, but they never really touched on this. So if there will be a new season, that would be amazing, but I don't know. And we have the Jack thing, which is the new god, and we also don't know how things are working with him as god. We do know that he brought Castiel back, but Castiel never even went to meet Dean in heaven, so I'm like, what's going on here? How could he not go to visit Dean in heaven? Like, that makes no sense. And I don't think Jack will tell him no. He's not the same as Chuck. Um, but back to Sam. I did think it was cool that Sam had abilities for a while. I mean, for if you've been serious, Dean also had abilities with the Mark of Cain, so it's not like they didn't have any idea what it felt like to have dark power. Um, but I didn't like that Sam was so easily drawn to the bad side, because it made him more reckless in his choices. But as the seasons progressed, he actually became the mind, you can say. Between the brothers, he was the one being the smart one, solving all the cases and stuff like that. So he really grew up, I feel, throughout the seasons, and was less about proving himself and less about showing that he is part of the family, or he didn't have to fight anymore against the family. So, and he reached those stages where he was able to forgive his father, John Winchester. Um, even when he and Dean had the chance to live with their mother and all of that, because Amara brought her back, um, I think Sam felt the most hurt from it, in a sense, because he finally got the chance to meet her and she just left them. For Dean, he remembered her a certain way, so for him she was his hero, and then she's not what he remembered her to be. And for Sam, he never even got a chance to really meet her, so it felt like he was the most disappointed. And things just keep getting worse for the Winchesters all the time, but I do feel that Sam still tried to, until a certain stage, he tried to save the possessed humans, for example. Because in later seasons, they just killed the demons, stuff like that. They don't try to exorcise the demons. And that's something that really bothers me. There could still be a human there. You could free them. Why are you just instantly killing them? In earlier seasons, you would use the exorcism. Keep doing it. Save those people. Because they learned from Meg back in the day with the old express that passed away, sadly. She had cancer, and we'll talk about it too. About, we had two different actresses for Meg, and both of them did tremendous job, even the current Meg. So I do want to touch on it as well. You see my ADHD is taking me everywhere. So it shows that the human Meg was still alive inside. The demon basically kept her alive. And then she was thrown off the building, so she got injured really badly. So once they exorcised Meg, the human ended up dying because she was in so much pain and broke her body and all that. So this, and then she comes back to haunt them as a ghost. It was one of the seals that Lily was breaking, and she comes to haunt them and tell them that I think she was attacking Dean, if I'm being honest, not Sam. I don't remember exactly. She was telling him I was still alive, and you still threw me out of the window. I was still alive. I could survive, but you decided to throw her, Meg, out of the window, but not to save me. Of course, the spirit was also under control, so it wasn't 100% her, but it does show you there's still humans inside, and as shows go, they just don't seem to give a fuck, which is so weird to me. But I think in the final season, Sam also became like the balance of the brothers. He managed to to make Dean feel more stable and make the right choices as well. Like, he really stepped into the big brother shoes. And I'm really proud of Sam because I think he went through so much. He literally had the most effective growth arc. So in my eyes, Sam is definitely a character that was done so well in this regard, although I think he suffered way too much as well. Both of the brothers are suffering way too much, but it's part of the show and it's part of what Chuck was doing. So I think if we got to see things under Jack, they would have better life. Um, And they had all those relationships with people around them. They had Bobby, they had Pamela, they even had when Michael from the Apocalypse Earth took control over Dean, he put him in some scene in his mind where he was owning a bar and Pamela was with him and they were together, and it goes to show you that even if those characters were long gone, they still meant a lot to the Winchesters, and they never really got over the fact that those people died because of them. And you said with both Sam and Dean that they have a very hard time to let go of people that died, again, because of them or because they couldn't save them. So it always hit them very, very hard. So it shows both characters have a lot of heart, and both characters are just reaching up some very extreme points where they just completely lose faith and just go to the other side, to the dark side, and then the other one tried to pull them back because the whole ordeal was that Chuck wanted them to fight each other at the end. So that was his story, that was his plan. And it just didn't work. Because it's called the Prime Winchester. The Prime Winchesters are different from all the other Winchesters. And it shows because they managed to make Castiel care for them and join them. And, things were just so different on the Prime Earth. I don't know, it's really hard to describe it. But it's just something about these two. Because Chuck called all the others failed experiments, but these two were the ones he loved the most. So it tells you something, because we did see those versions of Sam and Dean where their father built an empire where they get paid with money for saving people, and you look at them and they look so, I wouldn't say selfish, but spoiled brats. I didn't like those versions of Sam and Dean at all. And like the only ones who survived after Chuck wiped out all the other worlds. So yeah, it goes to show you that the Prime versions are the best. It doesn't matter what other version was out there. And generally, I think there's a lot more to explore with both of them. And I know they're doing a lot of comics right now with the Winchesters, and I do need to get my hands on those comics and read them. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I'll be able to order some of them soon. I really want to read them. I did want to get some of the Funko Pops for my birthday, so we'll see. I really want Crowley. So I hope I can get the Crowley Funko Pop where he sits on his chair. But yeah, guys, this is the first episode, and I promised you an answer at the end of the podcast after I talk about both of them. I am curious though who you thought might be my favorite. But yeah, I will let you know. And I think you will be surprised, but it is Dean Winchester. My heart belongs to Dean Winchester. You could say because he's the older brother. No, I just relate more to Dean. I think I also named one of my own characters after him. That he inspired this character for me. In my Power Inc. book, We have the character Dean, who is the son of the king of hell, and Dean Winchester really inspired this character. He's not, the exec, but he did inspire. Dean just has a very special place in my heart. Like, I can totally relate to Dean feeling like he has to fix everything all the time, and he feels like he doesn't deserve to be saved sometimes. Sometimes, the way he sees the world, and then the way he get over it, he just Dean is amazing. And I love Sam too, but it's Dean Winchester. Who's your favorite though? I'm very excited. For your thought guys. Oh my god. In the comments below. I'm so happy you guys asked for this podcast. I'm really excited to talk more about the Winchesters. And the next episode is probably going to be either Crawley or Castiel, because I'm very excited to talk about these two characters. I'm so angry with the writers about Crawley, so I really have to take it out somewhere. I have to vent about it. We have to talk about Crawley. Deserved so much better, man. But that will be it for this episode. Even if I don't edit anything in addition to this video and you're just hearing me talking, because just the start. I may do an additional video where there's footage and all of that, but it is a podcast. You're supposed to hear me talking. And I do want to hear your guys' thoughts. What you want to see in those podcasts, what you want me to talk about, or what you want me to show. Remember, even if you post in the comment section, I do prefer you post in the comment section. We do have Give Me Feedback forums in the Discord server. So make sure you join the Fireflies community and head over to the Give Me Feedback forums. You will see the Angel Ready a podcast request. So post in the thread, tell me exactly what you want me to talk about. If you have any suggestions for things you want me to show in the episodes, and I'll take it into consideration. I'm not promising anything, but I'm taking everything into consideration and I'm reading everything. And I know some of you already started posting things, so I'm very excited to check all of this out. So thank you, and carry on, my wayward son. There will be peace when you are done. Lay where you head to rest. Don't you cry no more.